Most people are taught that manifestation works in a straight line. Set a goal, visualize it, and move toward it step by step. But quantum manifestation doesn't follow that path. It flips the process entirely. You don't create from wanting, you create from already being. The power lies not in chasing the desire, but in stepping into the reality of the outcome right now. Think about the advice you've heard over and over again. Picture your dream job. Imagine your perfect relationship. Visualize financial freedom. Feel it as if it's already yours. Maybe you've spent hours doing this, closing your eyes, repeating affirmations, trying to hold on to positive feelings. And yet, deep inside, there's a quiet frustration. That dream life always seems to hover just out of reach, like water slipping through your fingers. Here's the part most teachings don't tell you. When you place your vision in the future, you unknowingly create separation. Each time you affirm that you will have abundance, or that you will meet the right partner, your energy is sending the signal. I don't have it yet. The universe, like a mirror reflecting back your frequency, responds with more waiting, more distance, and more lack. Quantum manifestation changes everything because it bypasses this trap. It's not about pretending your future is on its way someday. It's about embodying the end result in this moment. Instead of moving forward with desire, you collapse the distance by living from the reality of the outcome. You think, feel, and act as the version of yourself who has already arrived. And here's the key difference. This isn't about daydreaming. It's not about seeing something far away. It's about stepping into the experience of the end state fully and immediately. Quantum manifestation isn't linear. It works in reverse. You begin at the finish line and let that reality ripple backward to the present. Let's bring this down to earth with a simple analogy. Imagine you're watching a movie, but instead of watching it from start to finish, you begin at the picture yourself watching a movie where you already know the ending. You've seen the final scene, the resolution, the joy, the triumph. Because you know how the story concludes, every twist and setback along the way feels different. You don't worry whether the hero will win. You don't question if things will fall apart. You're calm because the outcome is already written. That's the essence of quantum manifestation. You begin from the ending, and suddenly your entire energy shifts. Urgency dissolves, worry evaporates, and doubt has no place. Because the ending isn't in question. You're already living it. Even science points in this direction. Quantum physics experiments, from the famous double-slit study to research on retrocausality, reveal something astonishing. Time isn't rigid. Past, present, and future all exist as overlapping possibilities. And what determines which version you live? Your observation, your state of being. The moment you decide to embody a future reality, you collapse all other options and lock that timeline into place. The quantum field isn't responding to your wish list. It's mirroring the vibration of who you already are. Think about the difference. Desire whispers, "It's not here yet." Outcome declares, "It already belongs to me." Desire leaves you chasing and reaching. Outcome grounds you in gratitude and presence. From the perspective of the universe, it's never about what you want. It's always about what you embody. And the most powerful way to embody something is to inhabit it now, before any evidence shows up. So how do you live this out? Stop looking at your dream as something outside of you. Instead, step inside of it. Ask yourself, if this were already true, how would I be thinking right now? What choices would feel natural to me? How would my energy carry itself? Instantly, your body relaxes, your thoughts align, your emotions stabilize, and most importantly, your frequency, the signal you're sending to the quantum field, becomes coherent. You're no longer broadcasting lack, you're radiating completeness. And here's the beautiful paradox. The moment you stop needing your dream to arrive, it does. The second you're no longer grasping for proof, reality has room to deliver. Manifestation doesn't speed up because of effort. It speeds up because of alignment. The secret is not wanting harder. It's embodying so fully that the waiting disappears. This is why quantum manifestation feels so radical and yet so simple. It flips the script we've been taught about success. But once you understand it, you realize it's not mysterious at all. It's clear, elegant, and profoundly life-changing. Stay with me, because in the next step, I'll show you how to step directly into this reversed flow, how to live as though the outcome has already arrived. Once you do, you'll never want to manifest the old way again. Have you ever noticed how some people seem to draw opportunities, love, and abundance into their lives with almost no effort, while others spend years cycling through books, courses, and techniques without much to show for it? It's not luck. It's not because one person is more spiritual, talented, or deserving than another. And it's definitely not because they're doing more. The surprising truth is, they've learned how to do less. What sets them apart is a subtle, almost invisible difference in the way they relate to their dreams. Most manifestation teachings tell you to affirm things like, I want wealth, I want success, I want love. On the surface, that sounds positive. But look closer. Each time you say, I want, you're affirming that you don't yet have it. You're unconsciously sending the signal of lack. You're telling the quantum field over and over again, I'm still waiting. Here's where the paradox of quantum manifestation comes alive. The universe doesn't respond to what you want. It responds to what you are. If your emotional baseline is wanting, the quantum field reflects that perfectly. By giving you more experiences of longing, more reminders of distance, more situations where fulfillment remains just out of reach. Now flip the script. Instead of focusing on absence, imagine directing your attention to what already exists in the quantum field. Because here's the mind-bending truth. Every version of your life, every possible outcome, is already encoded in the field of infinite possibilities. You're not inventing your dream reality from nothing. You're simply aligning with the one that's already written. Think of it this way. The quantum field is like an infinite library. Every possible life story you could live is already a completed book on the shelves. You don't need to write the story from scratch. All you need to do is take the book off the shelf, open it, and step inside, living it, breathing it, feeling it as real right now. That tiny but crucial shift in perspective is what separates years of struggle from effortless alignment. When you begin from the end, when you assume the outcome already exists, you immediately step into a higher frequency. Instead of projecting, I lack, you radiate, I already have. And the quantum field, which mirrors your vibration with perfect precision, sends back experiences that match. This isn't fantasy. It's not about wishful thinking. It's how the mechanics of quantum reality operate. What you embody internally becomes what you encounter externally. So manifestation isn't about bargaining with the universe or proving your worth through effort. It's about realizing that reality itself is flexible, responsive, and waiting for you to choose. The people who manifest with ease understand this secret. They don't chase, they don't force. They simply inhabit the version of themselves who already has what they desire, and in doing so, they collapse possibility into certainty. This is why those who manifest with grace often appear calm, grounded, and assured. They aren't forcing outcomes, because force reveals doubt, and doubt creates resistance, and resistance only delays what is possible. True quantum manifestos don't push life into shape. They embody the outcome, align with coherence, and watch as reality reorganizes itself around their state of being. Let this truth really land. Your ability to manifest has nothing to do with sheer willpower, endless hustle, or how vividly you can picture your dreams. The secret lies in one thing only: your alignment with the end result. It's about no longer feeding the energy of lack, and instead resting in the frequency of completion. Because the moment your emotions, thoughts, and state of being align with the outcome, the universe has no option but to reflect that alignment back to you. That's the law at play. This understanding can be life-altering. It means you no longer need to chase goals from a place of tension, desperation, or unworthiness. You don't have to prove yourself or force life into shape. Instead, you shift into the role of the chooser. You stabilize your energy in the end state, and what you once called miracles begin to flow as the most natural expression of your alignment. And yet, as profound as this sounds, it's only the entry point. Because the deeper truth is this: manifestation isn't about changing what you do, it's about changing who you are. It's about shifting identity. When you become the version of yourself who already lives in the outcome, manifestation stops feeling like work and starts feeling like breathing. This is where quantum manifestation separates itself from every forward-moving technique you've been taught. And the reason it works isn't mystical. It's rooted in quantum reality itself. At the smallest level of existence, physics shows us that multiple versions of reality coexist all at once. Every possible storyline of your life, the ordinary ones and the extraordinary ones, already exists as potential in the quantum field. You're not building your future from scratch. You're choosing which version of reality to align with. That single shift changes everything. No more straining, no more forcing. Your real task is far more elegant: to embody the reality you prefer and let it unfold with ease. Contrast this with traditional manifestation practices. They teach you to construct your dream step by step, like laying bricks to build a wall. You visualize, you plan, you push forward. It works to an extent, but it also subtly reinforces the idea that your desires live in the future, out there somewhere. That mindset creates an energetic gap, and the quantum field, being a flawless mirror, reflects that gap right back to you. The result? Your dreams always feel just a little out of reach. Quantum manifestation flips this script completely. Rather than trying to push outcomes into place, you become the center of gravity that draws them to you. You stop chasing after timelines and instead embody the frequency of the one you've already chosen. You're not running toward your future, you're magnetizing it. That tiny pivot in approach is the line between years of grinding and the feeling that reality starts meeting you halfway. In simple physics, this comes down to resonance. Systems sync when their frequencies match. If your dominant signal says, "not here yet," you harmonize with delay. But when you steady yourself in certainty, appreciation, and wholeness, as if the result is already present, you invite the field to organize itself around that signal and let the form snap into place. A classic idea helps make this tangible: the observer effect. At the smallest scales, what looks like a cloud of possibility behaves like a specific particle when measured. Before observation, Outcomes exist as probabilities. With observation, one path becomes the one you experience. Day to day, you're doing a version of this with your attention and emotion. Your consistent inner stance is what measures reality. Watch from absence, and you select versions that echo absence. Watch from fulfillment, gratitude, and certainty, and you select experiences that echo having. That's why people who truly grasp quantum manifestation feel almost magnetic. They aren't chasing, they're anchored. They keep returning to the inner truth that the outcome is already chosen, already lived within. It isn't sorcery, it's coherence. Every moment your frequency is choosing from an ocean of potentials. What reshapes your world isn't more strain. It's the alignment of thought and feeling. It's congruence. It's embodiment. Sit with that for a second. Look around your life right now. The patterns you see are a faithful mirror of your most practiced inner state. The field isn't moral or sentimental. It's precise. It reflects what you hold most consistently. So if you want new results, the task isn't louder effort on the outside. It's cleaner coherence on the inside, stabilizing in the truth that your chosen reality is already settled. Think of it as a timeline shortcut. Fewer steps, less delay. Swap metaphors and it gets even clearer. Imagine two tuning forks. Strike one at A440, the other begins to sing the same note. The song, your desired outcome, already exists. You're not inventing sound, you're matching pitch. As soon as you're in tune, the resonance carries. Clarity replaces static, and life begins to echo the note you hold. That's not force, that's alignment. Once this lands, your whole relationship with manifesting changes. You stop trying to earn what you want through strain. You drop the myth that urgency equals progress. Instead, you reclaim your actual leverage. Conscious, coherent observation. Your job isn't to shove the universe into agreement. It's to sustain the frequency of the reality you've selected until it crystallizes. When that clicks, the shift isn't gradual, it's immediate. This idea can be hard to swallow at first, because it runs against a lifetime of messaging that effort equals reward. Through the quantum lens, a different equation appears. Coherence to resonance to manifestation. The field doesn't answer intensity of struggle, it answers quality of vibration. In the next part, we'll translate this from philosophy to practice. How to hold this state reliably, how to step out of desire-based loops for good, and how to root yourself in outcome-based resonance day after day. The principles are solid, the mechanics repeatable, and you're about to use them. So, ready to experience a different pace of reality? Let's go there together. You might be asking, okay, I get it, but what does this look like on Tuesday morning? How do I actually live this? Great question. Next, we'll walk it through step by step. Clear, simple, actionable, so you can start noticing shifts right away, without guesswork or grit. The entire process of quantum manifestation can be distilled into 3 simple yet profound steps. Let's explore each one together in detail. Step 1. Choose your reality as if it already exists. This is where most people slip up. They picture their dreams as something that might happen one day, always just beyond reach. But quantum manifestation requires a different lens. It begins with clarity, choosing your desired reality not as a hope or a someday, but as something already real. Close your eyes and step into it as though you're remembering, not imagining. If wealth is your goal, don't see yourself becoming rich. See yourself as the version of you who is already living in financial freedom. Feel the calm in your body as bills are no longer a concern, Hear the sounds of that life, the conversations, the laughter, the ease. Let the joy of already having settled into your system. This is the essential first shift. Not asking, what if, but affirming, it's already mine. Step 2. Embody the identity of that reality. This is where manifestation deepens into transformation. You move from wanting to being. Instead of repeating, I want abundance, declare within yourself, I am abundance. And don't just recite the words, feel them vibrate through your entire being. Notice how your breath slows, how your shoulders relax, how confidence begins to rise naturally. This isn't make-believe, it's alignment. Your brain literally starts rewiring itself to reflect the new identity you're inhabiting. Your nervous system stabilizes in the frequency of certainty, not longing. You stop broadcasting signals of lack and begin radiating fulfillment, gratitude, and confidence. The very resonance the quantum field locks onto and mirrors back. Try it right now. Pick one reality you deeply choose. Feel it fully. Ask yourself, what emotions live here? Relief, joy, gratitude, freedom. Allow yourself to dwell in those emotions, unhurried. This is where your future crystallizes, by living the emotional state first and letting the physical world adjust in response. Step 3. Let go and allow the field to orchestrate. Here lies the paradox. After stepping into clarity and embodiment, your next move is surrender. Release the urge to control when or how your vision arrives. The quantum field functions best without your micromanagement. Your only responsibility is coherence, holding your frequency steady. The field, infinitely intelligent, arranges the how. It's just like planting a seed. You don't dig it up every morning to check if it's sprouting. You water it, provide sunlight, and trust nature to handle the rest. Manifestation works in the same way. The moment you let go of rigid timelines and expectations, you stop blocking possibilities. You make room for synchronicities, for doors you never saw coming, for the kind of effortless miracles that logic alone could never design. What makes this so powerful is its elegant simplicity. There is no strain or hustle here. Alignment plus surrender does the heavy lifting. Your steady frequency, rooted in clarity, identity, and trust, collapses infinite potentials into the one reality you've already chosen. Here's a simple practice you can start with right away. Each morning, before you even rise from bed, take a few minutes to feel your chosen reality, not as a possibility, not as a future vision, but as a living truth happening now. Whisper to yourself, I'm already living it. Let your body absorb that statement. Imagine how your day would unfold if this were already your baseline. What choices would flow naturally? How would your conversations feel lighter? What subtle confidence would carry through your actions? Stay with that for a few moments, then let it go. Trust the field to weave the rest. During the day, whenever doubt sneaks in, gently remind yourself, it's already done. You don't need to rebuild the feeling every time. Just reconnect for a breath, then move forward in quiet certainty. Over time, this becomes second nature. You stop reacting from fear and start radiating steadiness. Alignment replaces tension. Life begins to reshape around you, effortlessly. This shift shows up everywhere. Opportunities appear without force. Relationships deepen without effort. Challenges resolve themselves without endless problem solving. Why? Because you're no longer pushing from scarcity. You're attracting from trust. It may sound revolutionary, and it is. This is the quantum reversal, the point where old conditioning gives way to deeper truth. You realize your job isn't to prove yourself, force timelines, or beg for results. Your only role is coherence. Manifestation becomes less about doing, more about being. And here's where the paradox becomes crystal clear. Think back to the moments in your life when something extraordinary landed in your lap. A chance meeting, a job you'd nearly given up on, an inspiration that struck out of the blue. At the time, you may have labeled it luck, fate, or divine timing. But what if those weren't random at all? What if they happened the very moment you surrendered? The instant you released control, the quantum field responded. It's like you stopped fighting the current of a river and finally allowed it to carry you. The field doesn't move because you demand it. It moves because you're in tune with it. The biggest mistake we're taught is believing effort equals reward. But the truth is clearer. Resonance equals reward. Your nervous system says, "I already have it," and the world organizes itself to agree. That's not magic. That's alignment. And here's the key. You are more powerful than you've been led to believe. Right now, listening to this, you're not just learning, you're integrating. You're embodying this reversal on a cellular level. Your thoughts are shifting. Your energy is shifting. The quantum field is already responding because you've stopped forcing and started aligning. And that choice, that simple shift, is everything. So let's anchor it together. Take a moment to write in the comments, "I'm ready to manifest backwards." Don't type it as empty words. Type it as a declaration. When you put it out there, you're sending a signal far beyond a comment section. You're choosing coherence. You're choosing the reality where it's already yours. Remember, the field doesn't respond to stress or urgency. It responds to your frequency. Every aligned thought, every breath of gratitude, every embodied intention creates ripples more powerful than you realize. And we're not stopping here. In the next video, we'll dive into a potent technique called backcasting, a timeline tool that collapses years of striving into moments of alignment. It's the hidden difference between people who manifest consistently and those who keep chasing. You don't want to miss it. Because here's the truth. You didn't find this by accident. You were drawn here by resonance. The signal you've been sending led you here. And now, the field is giving you the language to embody what you already sensed deep down. Manifestation is not about trying harder. It's about aligning deeper. The moment you flip the script from desire to embodiment, the quantum field responds instantly. You're no longer reaching, you're receiving. You're no longer waiting for your future, you're living it. Stay calm, stay magnetic, stay aligned. The future isn't coming, it's already here.